our first day of shooting, we picked the most difficult set ever. Smoke, mirrors in every direction. Love it. Welcome to Twilight.
You're listening to Another Bite of Twilight, a podcast where we look back on our obsession with the Twilight Saga and continue to freak out 10 years later.
I started.
Hey guys. Happy Twilight Tuesday. Oh my god. We're back.
We're back, bitches.
We're back. Well, it's only
Thought
been
you
2
saw
weeks.
The Last of Us. You didn't.
You didn't. I'm Mel.
I'm Kel. And yeah, this is a very serious Twilight podcast.
Yeah, very serious. Will make you cry. Oh my gosh, wait, I have to say something. This is a big episode. Do you know why?
Why?
It's our 50th episode.
Oh my god, you're right.
Isn't that crazy?
50. Oh.
50.
Let's reflect on this. 50.
I can't believe that.
I know.
That is so many episodes.
It's kind of insane.
So many
We've
hours.
recorded more than 50 hours. Yeah, because some of them are like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Even.
Multiple days of the podcast of our life.
Some podcasts, though, have like 700 episodes.
I know.
So I'm like, it's crazy for us.
Yeah.
Big step for us.
Yeah.
Crazy. I know, it feels like a lot. I feel like everybody in our personal lives, we've said it. Like, oh, how have you run out of things to say? Like, how much can you say?
I know,
about
and
Twilight?
we still have so much left to say.
And
especially
we've done 50 episodes.
On hiatus, especially, I kept on hiatus. It's like a TV show or something. Yeah. I kept writing a list of notes of just different ideas that I had.
Like, I didn't know this, Mel.
Yeah. Well, it was mostly things that sometimes people would recommend to us. Yeah. So if you guys have any ideas of topics that you want us to talk about, maybe do an episode for, just shoot it our way, because...
Yeah, and some of them have been repeated, so those are probably going to actually happen, Yeah. The ones that people keep saying. So.
Yeah. A lot of people keep saying they want an episode on the deleted scenes, so that will come eventually. Yeah.
I was thinking about this today. Like, I was thinking about our podcast and how weird it is to me, in a way. It's crazy. I've said this a million times. It's crazy to me that people listen. But I get it. Like, you listen to the Kardashian one.
Mm-hmm. I listen to a podcast literally about The View.
About The View. Yeah. And I haven't listened to tons like that, but I've listened, I used to listen to the Game of Thrones one. Mm-hmm. And then I listened to one where they just talk about, like, culture, and it'll be things I already have opinions on, like Lana Del Rey or something. Yeah. It's like, why do we want to hear what other people have to say about something that we already, watched or read or saw or read about or something? Like, why is that?
Well, I feel like it's just great when it's a niche interest of yours and you have no friends. Like, I don't really have many friends that are into the Kardashians, or I'm not even into them. I just find them fascinating. Mm-hmm. And The View, I have no friends who are obsessed with it.
Poor Mel.
Because why would you be at like 24 years old? So and these people, it's called Deja The View. Check it out if you guys like The View on ABC. And they just talk about The View, and they're young. I think they're young. Yeah, like friends talking about it, and it's so funny. So
it's funny. Yeah.
It feels like they're my friends. Like, I feel like I know them.
And for some reason, maybe there's just like some human instinct to just want to know what other people think. Because, like, I would listen to more than one Game of Thrones podcast. Like, I already saw the episode. I already talked about it with my friends. Yeah. But I still, for some reason, I'm like, what do they have to say about it?
Yeah.
It's like, what did they think?
Well, it is interesting, because actually, for a while, I was listening to 3 Kardashian podcasts, and they all, like, there was one that was praising them and loved them, and just, like, really, they, like, Kim Kardashian did something, they go, oh, Kim, she's so great. And then one kind of made fun of them, but they weren't that critical, and then one is super, super critical. Mm-hmm. So it's, like, interesting to get all those different perspectives and to see, like, where your opinion lies.
Wow, Mel, look at you getting your world news from so many different sources. It's really responsible.
Yeah, I know. And then so we know there's, like, other Twilight podcasts, too, so it's interesting to see probably how we compare. And we don't really listen to them because we want to stay, like, authentic to our podcast. I feel like if I did listen, I would adopt their opinions a little bit.
Yeah, no.
Too much.
I think that we can get inspiration from other podcasts, you know.
Yeah.
Like, we both listen to other things about random topics, and, like, sometimes that inspires me.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be too shallow of a pool to be, like, also listening to Twilight podcasts, you know? It'd be weird. But, yeah, so we're back to talk about Midnight Sun for our 50th episode. Wow!
So exciting.
We could have done something where we, like, reflect and...
Yeah, maybe the 100th episode.
Do you think we'll make it?
I hope so. I don't feel like we're slowing down.
I know, and like apparently there'll be 2 more books, maybe.
Oh my God, yeah,
by Stephanie Meyer.
We have to keep going for the
she
next
said
10
that.
years.
But as we said this on our Patreon. Sorry, guys, but we don't know when the hell those will ever come out, if they ever do. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like she's in the very beginning stages of that, which is weird that she would bring it up. Because you know that now, whenever she does any press for anything else or drops another book, people are going to be like, well, where are the Twilight sequels?
I know. I wonder why she said it.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Maybe she's had a change of heart. Maybe
Yeah.
she's into it again. Right now, actually, I'm drinking sparkling pomegranate juice with rum. And Mel has another alcoholic bev, but she also has some of the pomegranate juice, and we're drinking it for Midnight Sun.
Yes, and we also ate mushroom ravioli beforehand, which is a bit of a tradition. We don't always keep up with it, but when we record, a lot of times we'll have mushroom ravioli beforehand.
Yeah, twice a month.
Are you guys
Mushroom
even
ravioli.
a fan? Yes, because we eat mushroom ravioli.
Yeah, we were joking earlier because I bought this juice just because it's pomegranate, and then I was like, oh, should we like start buying apples?
Yeah, because
Because of the Twilight cover.
yeah,
And then Mel was going on like, oh, I always have a red string with me because of my clips. Like a ribbon in my hair. I always play chess.
always play chess. I'm sure someone plays chess because of Twilight.
That flower on the New Moon cover, do you think that that's even possible to have? Is that a real flower? It's like white with red.
I think it is. I'm sure someone knows. I think it is. Yeah.
Correction. That's a real flower.
That is a real flower. It is from my home country.
Wait, I want to look that up. I wonder if we can get
I think it is.
those.
I think someone's at one point said something to us about the flower, but I can't remember.
That's cool. That's a beautiful flower,
Mm-hmm.
if it's real. I don't know why. I kind of thought maybe it was photoshopped or something.
I can't even remember what the Brie
beautiful.
Tanner cover is.
It's an hourglass.
Oh, yeah.
But remember, I totally forgot that was the cover, and that was my idea for Midnight Sun cover. I was like, oh, that would be cool if it was an hourglass. That was literally the Brie Tanner.
Oh, my God.
Brie Tanner is just forgotten.
Yeah. Well, no, because Stephanie says she's writing a sequel that will include, I don't think it's about Freaky Fred or whatever, but it will include him, so everyone's super excited about that.
I did like him.
I did.
No, I mean, definitely not forgotten by Stephanie, but I feel like it's forgotten, well, at least by us.
Yeah.
I really liked Brie Tanner, and actually the Brie Tanner episode that we did, not to toot our own horns, I liked that episode.
Yeah, I did too. I should re-listen.
It was a
Sorry to forget.
forgotten gem,
Yeah.
that one.
We'll have an illustrated guide episode eventually.
Oh yeah. Should we do the graphic novel?
Yeah, that could
What
be
can we
fun.
say about that? Like, oh, this drawing of Edward is so hot.
Yeah.
I'm attracted to an illustration, guys. What do I do? Okay.
Let's get into
We're
it.
getting into the book. Wait, I wanted to tease that I wanted
Yeah.
to play a voice message from our listener, Kiyah,
Yes.
at the end of the show.
So stay tuned for that.
At the end of the show. Okay, so Midnight Sun.
So we left off, we finished talking about chapter 4.
Midnight Sun, the novel. This is huge.
It's so big.
I don't feel worthy to discuss this book.
I know. There's so much in it. So now we're on chapter 5, Invitations. And at this point in the novel, Edward has decided that he's going to ignore Bella and be mean to her so that way she forgets about him and isn't attracted to him, which is a terrible idea and really mean, but
Well,
I understand.
it's a good idea for what he's trying to achieve right now. But not a good... Yeah.
So they're in class in biology and he's being pretty cold towards her.
This time around, I didn't take notes. I just underlined things. And didn't even write any comments. So, just a warning, there might be times where I'm like, why did I underline that? I don't know what I'm trying to say. But I thought it was, okay, this is just really exciting to me. On page 88, which is the second page of this chapter, he says, "Did I love her? I did not think so. Not yet. Blah, 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 blah. Not letting myself love her was the opposite of falling. It was pulling myself up a cliff face, hand over hand. The task as grueling as if I had no more than mortal strength." Which, obviously he loves her.
I know.
Why would he say, like, did I love her? But this was very exciting to me because I feel like this is the first time he recognizes his deep feelings for her, you know?
Yeah.
Because he's so preoccupied with Bella. He's obsessed.
Yeah, he cannot get her off his mind at all. On page 89, I blocked off this one section and I wrote, "Read this. I love it." But I don't know why I loved it, so I'm just going to read it. Stephanie said, "The curiosity was the most constant of my torments. The question never out of my mind. What is she thinking now? When I heard her quiet sigh, when she twisted a lock of hair absently around her finger, when she threw her books down with more force than usual, when she rushed into class late, when she tapped her foot impatiently against the floor, each movement caught in my peripheral vision with a maddening mystery. When she spoke to the other human students, I analyzed her every word and tone. Was she speaking her thoughts or what she thought she should say? It often sounded to me as though she was trying to say what her audience expected, and this reminded me of my family and our daily life of illusion. We were better at it than she was, but why would she have to play a role? She was one of them, a human teenager."
I liked that part too.
Yeah, I guess it's he's so fixated on her, and I love the way that he's learning to read her mind in other ways, the way us humans have to do all the time.
I related, I don't relate to the latter part really, but definitely relate to, wondering when you're so into someone and you're like, what are they thinking? What are they thinking? And everything that she does, he's like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
That she threw books down and stuff. Yeah, I really liked that part too, Mel. I underlined some other things. Well, I thought it was interesting, right before that, he said more than a month passed. I didn't realize that a month passed.
No, I didn't either.
What? Yeah, apparently it did. I thought it was much closer together.
So then on the next page, they're doing a group project, and I found this really interesting that kids in class want to work with Edward because he's so smart, which is kind of contradictory to the fact that kids are also instinctively afraid of him, and they don't know why, but I thought that was really funny.
Beth Dawes and Nicholas Gary quickly asked if I would join them. Like it's first name, last name. I shrugged my acceptance.
Because you're just going to do all the work.
Yeah. I liked that part too.
And then he notices that, so Bella's doing her project with Mike, and then she asks this girl, Tara, to join their group, and Mike's like, what? Because Tara is a stoner and obviously failing class.
So crazy.
Crazy, because we have no references to weed or
First
stoners.
time.
This was exciting. Although I will say I don't necessarily like the stereotype that stoners are not good in school. That's not realistic.
Sometimes it's true.
Sometimes it's true. Not every time.
Not every time. But, there are sometimes people like that.
Yeah, definitely.
But I know what you're saying. But it was exciting to me. I know. I never thought the word stoner would be in a Twilight book.
Yeah. And that's so sweet of Bella that she's, thinking of someone else. I don't know if I necessarily would think to ask someone in class who's, clearly failing and not a good student to be in my group project. Would you?
I don't think I'd ask for that reason. I would maybe ask if someone didn't have a partner.
Oh, me too,
but
yeah.
I don't know if I'd think about if someone's doing poorly.
Yeah. Have you ever done the whole group project in school?
For the group?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Or like
No.
been a partner and you did the whole project yourself?
Yeah, I think I have kind of in that situation. Yeah, done like most of the work.
Yeah. I've done that too. Although one time in college, I did a group. I was doing a presentation with this girl, and we went to meet to work on the project, and I had taken notes and like did research, and then I went to meet her, and she had already made the entire project and like the PowerPoint and everything, and then she just goes, yeah, I already did it, so like this is what we're gonna say.
What?
And then
Why?
afterwards, like it was hard for me to present on it because I didn't do any of it.
Yeah.
And afterwards, she like took full credit and was acting like I didn't do anything, even though I had prepared my notes. But like she had
What
just
the
like
heck?
taken full control. It was so annoying.
Why would she do that?
I don't know. She's a control freak.
Just for satisfaction?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I was in a film class and we had these film groups. There were like 4 people, and it was basically me and Brian Hepburn. Hey, Brian.
Shout
if
out,
you're listening.
Brian.
He's cool. And then our 2 other partners didn't do anything.
Ugh,
and Brian and I were
worst.
actually really into it. We
Yeah.
were... Brian, if you're listening, I doubt it. Brian and I were great creative partners. We really were.
Yeah.
But our other 2 members did not do a single thing. And at the end of the semester, we actually, like, outed them, and I told the professor they didn't do anything.
I've done the same thing. And admitting that on the podcast right now, I feel like such a narc. But
No, but it was not cool.
it's not fair.
The professor didn't know. Like, we kept making these short films and stuff, and he didn't know that the other 2 weren't doing anything. And it was actually really hard to do it with just 2 people. So,
You know what, actually, sorry, I will get back into Midnights in a second. But it's reminding me, I was in a dance class in college.
Yeah.
And so the final project was to make up a dance. And my roommate was one of my group members, but then we had 2 other group members.
yeah.
And we invited them over to our suite to make the dance up, and they never showed up. We never heard from them. So this is like right before our final project. Literally never heard from them, either of them.
It's so
The
weird.
day of the project, we had come up with a dance, but they didn't know the choreography for it. So
They
we had
just
to
screwed themselves over.
Yeah, so we had to ask like the teacher if we could have like 10 minutes before class. We taught them the dance like really quick. It was the stupidest dance ever. And the other groups had like Irish step or like break dancing, and ours was like a literal interpretation of lyrics because it was just like there was no time, and it was so embarrassing. And actually one of the people in the class was literally like a professional dancer from like So You Think You Can Dance or something. Like it was like really good dancers, and it was just the most embarrassing thing ever.
Poor Mel.
Yeah.
Poor Mel. What's up with these people just not
Not
doing
showing up.
anything? I know, what? That's
Not
not how life
cool.
works. Not
Bella-
just skate on by.
Bella would definitely show up for sure.
So I thought this chapter was so cool because there's just a lot about the kids and Bella and their interests and pop culture and stuff, and just things that you never hear about in the rest of the
Yeah.
series. Like, I really liked this part on page 90. Then there was the time at lunch when Jessica and Lauren were talking about the #1 dream destination on their bucket list. Jessica chose Jamaica, only to feel immediately one-upped when Lauren countered with the French Riviera. Tyler chimed in with Amsterdam, thinking of the famous red light district, and the others began sounding off. I waited anxiously for Bella's answer to the question, but before Mike, who liked the idea of Rio, why is Rio always in here?
I know.
Could ask for her take, Eric enthusiastically named Comic-Con, and the table erupted in laughter. What a dork, Lauren hissed. They kind of make fun of him, and then Bella says, no, that's cool. Bella insisted, that's where I want to go too. Mike was immediately backpedaling. I mean, I guess some of the costumes are cool. Slave Leia. Oh my god, that was crazy. And then Mike thinks, should have kept my mouth shut. Yeah, because he was making fun of it.
Yeah.
But then later, okay, I thought it was cool. Eric started breaking down ticket prices and hotels, talking about Comic-Con, versus, ticket prices and hotels versus sleeping in a car. And I underlined that because, I don't know, it's just cool. Like, it just shows kids with no money and stuff. And having to sleep in a car. But then Bella, it's kind of like revealed, well, Edward notices. By the way, Edward's just hardcore eavesdropping this entire time. He's straight up stalking. But notices that Bella didn't actually know where Comic-Con was. Because she didn't know it was in San Diego.
She just said it to make Eric
feel better.
Yeah.
So sweet.
So sweet. And it's also funny because Twilight, the movie itself, went to Comic-Con.
Yeah, I know. I felt like that was Stephanie nodding to that.
Yeah.
So funny. Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that when Edward is observing all of this, he makes an observation and said, you know, he's very jealous of Mike Newton. And he says, he was becoming more confident of her too as time passed, for she seemed to prefer him over those he considered his rivals. Tyler Crowley, Eric Yorkie, and even sporadically myself. Obviously, Bella does not prefer Mike to Edward, but does she really prefer Mike to Tyler and Eric? I think not, but I think Mike maybe pursues Bella more.
I think she definitely prefers him to Tyler.
Yeah, probably.
Because Tyler's so pushy.
And he like tells people they're going to prom together. Yeah.
Eric, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, when we read Twilight, we liked Mike.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think Bella actually does like him, but just doesn't want to date him, so she feels uncomfortable. I know. Through Edward's point of view, hearing his thoughts, it kind of ruins Mike.
I know. but it's also kind of cute how much he hates Mike.
Yeah.
And so he, at this point, is like so tuned into their conversations, and you know, they're talking about the dance that they're thinking about going to, and he's like very jealous and just getting increasingly more anxious about it. And I love how on page 94 he says, "To think it had come to this. I was utterly fixated on the petty high school drama I'd once held so in contempt." Which I think is so cute.
He's obsessed. Wait, I wanted to say on the page before that a couple things. Well, yeah, just about Mike. He says that he imagined backhanding him across the room and into the far wall.
Oh, poor Mike.
Crazy. It's violent, Edward. And then... and finally, the last of my torments, the most painful, Bella's indifference. As I ignored her, she ignored me. She never tried to speak to me again. For all I knew, she never thought about me at all. Oh, Edward, no, that's not true. And then I loved, a couple paragraphs later, Alice says, Bella's going to stare at Edward in a minute. Look normal.
Oh my gosh. I love the bits and pieces we get with Alice's visions.
Gonna stare at Edward in a minute. Oh my gosh, it's just so weird to know that. And then I liked on 95, Edward says, obviously talking about Bella, she was lovely and intriguing, and human males were not oblivious to this fact.
Oh,
cute.
Okay, so I wrote LOL. No, I wrote love too. Sorry, I didn't see. I was taking over it.
Is it funny or what's the deal?
No, I don't think it is funny. Okay, page 96. I said I love this section. Don't remember what it was, so I'll just read it.
Okay.
I turned to read her face again. For the first time in more than a month, it was sharp relief to allow myself this. I imagined it would feel the same to press ice to an aching burn, an abrupt cessation of pain. Her eyes were closed and her hands pressed against the sides of her face, her shoulders curved inward defensively. She shook her head so slightly as if she were trying to push some thought from her mind. Frustrating, fascinating. It's such I think what I love about it is it's such a relief because he's been trying to avoid her.
Yeah.
And here he's giving in.
Finally looks at her. Oh, on the next page, they're in class right now with Mr. Banner, and I thought it was funny that he's obsessing over Bella. He's not paying attention. And then Mr. Banner calls on him and he says, I picked the correct answer out of his head. I never even realized that, usually when you ask someone a question, you are thinking of the answer.
Yeah.
And that Edward can just do that. He would always get every single question right.
He doesn't even need to hear what the question was.
A little cheater.
It's crazy getting Edward's thoughts. I feel like it'll probably come up later, but it's a little bit weird how the Cullens don't speak aloud what they want to say to Edward. They just think it, and he responds, because I almost feel like...
habit.
Yeah, I almost feel like if I lived with Edward and I knew he could read minds, for my own boundaries, which probably don't exist in this family, I would want Edward to only respond to things that I say out loud unless I said so in my head, because of course you always think about things that you don't want people to know.
I know.
And like he can read minds from far away, so like they kind of have no privacy even if they're like in a completely different room in the house.
I know.
So
well, it must get confusing.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I think they do, the fact that he can read minds from far away, they use that on purpose. Like, they do communicate to him, like, Edward. Like, they try to talk to him, especially in front of other humans.
Yeah.
They talk to him through their thoughts, but then other times I think, like you said, they probably wouldn't want him listening, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I would do the same thing. I'd be like, yo, only respond when I speak out loud, please.
Yeah.
But Edward... Edward doesn't have, like, he doesn't really care. Like, he will just angrily respond to people's thoughts. Like,
I know. Keep your thoughts to yourself.
Even, like, Esme will be like, oh, I wonder. And he's like, no.
Yeah.
Even though they're not talking to you.
Yeah.
Like, they can't help it. They're just thinking.
You know what? I honestly wouldn't want to live with Edward if he could read my thoughts. I would hate that. I would hate that.
It'd be so humiliating.
No privacy in my own mind.
I know. No wonder he's, like, insufferable.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense why he would never have a successful romantic relationship. Like, I don't understand how that could work out.
No, because you need space. And, like, even though Belle and Edward really are, like, kind of codependent, they at least have that little bit of space that they aren't in each other's thoughts.
I never thought I would, say that Edward and Bella have space.
Yeah.
But they do.
Compared to everything else.
I kind of wish that Bella wasn't the only person. Well, now he's come across Charlie. Wait, is this jumping ahead?
I don't think so.
That he can't really read Charlie's thoughts. He can kind of read them, but not really. I don't know. I kind of wish Bella wasn't the only person he's ever met that he couldn't read their thoughts to.
Yeah, I wish he couldn't also read Renesmee's thoughts.
Yeah.
Because no one wants that. No one wants your dad to be able to read or know everything you're thinking.
Yeah. But I don't know. It just feels a little too perfect that she's the only one. I can't read her thoughts.
Yeah, but I feel like that's why he's so drawn to her.
That is why he's drawn to her, but it feels hard. I mean, it's about vampires, but it feels hard to believe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hard to believe. Let's see.
Guess that's just what it is.
So even though he's being cold to her, he suddenly breaks it, and he says, "Bella," I said. Oh no, I don't think he probably said it like that. He probably said it like, "Bella?" I said, unable to stop myself. My willpower lay in shreds, which I thought was so cute. And then Bella goes, "What?" She finally said. Wait, this is probably in Twilight. Oh my gosh, I keep like freaking out about things, and then I'm like, wait, that's dialogue that was in Twilight.
Yeah. Oh, I've actually read this before.
Are you speaking to me again? But I think she literally says that in Twilight. So.
So they speak.
They talk. It's just so exciting.
They talk. She's asked out to the dance, but she says she's going to Seattle. Edward's eavesdropping hardcore. She gets asked out again by Tyler, turns it down too, and then, I don't know, do you have anything for this?
Oh, I thought it was so savage that, like, Eric asks her out, and Edward says, "I was abruptly and unexpectedly anxious. What if this gangly teen with his unhealthy skin was somehow pleasing to her?"
Edward.
He's so mean.
Well.
But that's true. And I hate to say it, but when you like someone and you're jealous and they're talking to anyone else, you start getting really mean in your head. You're like, oh, they have an ugly face. They are smelly. You try to find the fault.
You start to be like, what if he's into her, even though she's so awkward? Like, what if he? I don't know.
It's horrible, but you start to like become a terrible person.
Yeah, I know. I guess that's why jealousy is like a
sin.
Well, yeah. Turns you into a bad person.
Yeah.
But then he goes to her house. He goes to her room. He's creeping.
Mm-hmm. And the whole time he knows it's bad.
Yeah, which was cool.
Yeah.
He says, I was repulsed by myself as I watched her toss again. Toss in her sleep. And then, I like how he said, which we've said this on the show.
Yeah.
What were human rules to me after all? How many did I ignore on a daily basis? And then he thinks about all the illegal things his family regularly does.
Yeah.
And then he says, I love this. And then there were all the murders.
Yeah.
In italics.
If you've already murdered someone and then you go watch them sleep, like, that seems like nothing in comparison.
Yeah. He's literally a vampire.
Yeah, so...
A vampire.
He doesn't have to, yeah, like, it's not the same as
Probably.
if a person. If Mike did it, it'd be sketchy.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be.
Yeah, we talked about this with our friend Dan on the show, that he's a vampire. He transcends social norms.
Totally. Yeah. One of the scariest monster supernatural things, probably. I mean, a zombie wouldn't really have the intelligence to do something like that.
Yeah.
A wizard, you'd be like, you'd still be like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
What else is there? Maybe a werewolf? I don't know.
Mermaid can't really do that. Yeah, I don't know. A witch? Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
Pretty scary, for sure. Yeah, he says, human laws have never applied to me, and this was hardly my first adventure with breaking and entering. Like,
True.
it makes perfect sense to me. I'm not bothered by it.
If anything, like, vampires, that's what they do. They go in people's houses and
lurk.
they drink their blood.
Yeah, exactly.
That's happening in
This
Dracula.
is a vampire story. Let's stop applying human rules to this.
Well, luckily, I think everyone listening agrees.
Yes.
Because they like Twilight. Unless you don't. Oh, yeah, we used to always say that. If you love Twilight, if you hate
it.
Twilight.
But honestly, this is probably not the podcast for you if you hate it.
Maybe?
Maybe if you hate it but you love us, sure, go for it.
Yeah, what were we trying to say by that? I don't know, that, like, we can be critical of it.
Yeah, and that is why a lot of people, we said this on Patreon, we don't get a lot of haters, but when we do, they always say, like, we're not real fans. But I think that it shows how much you love something to criticize some parts of it, because you criticize it because you love it.
It's
And
only okay when I say it.
yeah, exactly, and you hold it to a higher standard.
Yeah. Like, we're part of this, so we're allowed to.
Mm-hmm.
But also, maybe those people have never listened to the show.
Yeah, it could be it.
Okay. What do you have next?
I have something on page 109.
I have something on 108.
Okay, you go first.
Well, this is one of the quotes that was teased by Stephanie Meyer, I think, but it's when Bella says his name out loud, and Edward thinks, could a dead, frozen heart break? Oh, wait.
That's on 109.
No, it's on 108.
Oh, what?
This is-
That's so weird.
Why? Is yours different?
Yeah, mine's on 109.
Oh, that's odd. It's actually before she says his name, but he's feeling really down and depressed about all of this. He's like, he's thinking about leaving. He's like, it didn't really matter if I left because Bella could never see me the way I wish she would, never see me as someone worthy of love. Could a dead, frozen heart break? I felt as though mine would. And then, right then, she says his name. Edward, Bella said.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I froze staring at... No. What?
His face was just the same thing on 109.
He repeats himself?
He says, could a dead frozen heart beat again? It felt as
Oh.
though mine were about to.
No, just repeating. But yeah, he hears her say his name. Edward, she mumbled softly. Says it again, and then she says, stay, don't go, please, don't go. Which, of course, we don't get this in Twilight.
Yeah. It's really sweet. I love when Edward starts to feel human in different ways.
Here's the title, kind of. He says, so how is it possible that the sun was rising now in the middle of my midnight?
Yeah, it's interesting how I think all the books have the title in them at some point.
Yeah, I think
which
so.
I appreciate.
Yeah, it's cool. That happens in movies a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like the Twilight movies. I just mean there's often parts where like someone says it and then you're like,
yeah.
oh.
There it is. There's the title.
Yeah. Yeah. There's the title.
I had, so Edward is talking about vampires and what it's like when they meet. And he says, when change came for one of us, it was a rare, permanent thing. I had seen it happen with Carlisle, and then a decade later with Rosalie, love had changed them in an eternal way, a way that would never fade. More than 80 years had passed since Carlisle found Esme, and yet he still looked at her with the incredulous eyes of first love. It would always be so for them, which I wrote in my notes. Is this really any different from imprinting? Like, it seems a lot like imprinting.
Yeah, it does.
But there are also some times when it's not really the case, like, not to jump ahead with James and Victoria, it doesn't seem very a relationship of equals. And then, you know, Tanya obviously has the hots for Edward, not really in an intense way.
Yeah.
But unreciprocated feelings there.
Yeah, I think that they fall in love in a much more, like, organic way.
Yeah.
And then once they're in love, I guess it stays that way. But, yeah, obviously vampires can have feelings for people and it's not imprinting.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Edward, it wasn't love at first sight when he saw Bella.
Yeah.
He was kind of like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, he didn't just see her from across the room and fall to his knees. It's
Suddenly
like gravity.
It wasn't gravity holding me to the earth. It was 100 strings, no, iron cables tying me to her. And everything else, my family, my car, my
Wow,
friends.
this is good.
Remember, it's like... Snip, snip, snip.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Wow.
Jacob really lost himself in that relationship.
Yeah, he really did. Oh, yeah, I don't even want to think about it. My next note is on 112. What about you?
Mine's 111.
You go first?
It's like a card game.
Yeah.
Okay, he goes to school. I ran to school, arriving a few seconds after my siblings did. Oh, I think I just thought it was funny. I waited until no one was looking and then strolled casually from between the trees into the full lot of parked cars. It's just weird. Like, I don't know. It's just running through town and then that. And then I liked the part, he says, I wanted to laugh at myself or kick myself. All my plotting and planning was certainly moot if she didn't care for me too, wasn't it? Her dream could have been about something completely random. I was such an arrogant fool. I like that Edward guy. You know, he's self-aware.
Yeah.
Sometimes he can be a little arrogant, but he knows it.
He knows it. It makes a huge difference.
I like that.
So, you know how he blocks Bella's car in so he can hear Tyler ask her out?
Yeah.
My note is just I don't really I can't visualize this that well because what is Edward doing while he's sitting there in his car?
I think he's waiting for his siblings to get in the car. Right?
Okay.
But, like, really, he should have just stayed parked and then done that. I think that's what he's doing, right?
Yeah. It's just weird. I feel like there's no way to, like, casually do that, you know? Like,
just be sitting there in your car and not moving.
yeah, because especially a real person would, like, honk and be like, hey, can you move? Like,
does Bella honk?
I don't think she does.
Guys, when there's a mic in front of you and, you know, the clock's ticking, it's hard to scan pages really quickly.
It is, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Because, I mean, then Tyler walks up to her and she's like,
what's going on.
Cullen's...
Oh, yeah.
Like, blocked me in or whatever. Once again, I underlined the wasting of finite resources is everyone's business, as if that's not in Twilight. And I love how he keeps repeating to himself, keep it light.
Yeah. Keep it light.
I'll see you
Be
in
chill,
class.
man. Be chill.
Be chill.
That's basically what he's saying.
Do you ever have to do that to yourself to be like,
Oh, yeah, of course.
to adjust your tone?
Yeah.
I have been having issues lately where I make a joke and it doesn't sound like a joke. It's happened with you so many times. And it's like,
that's true.
Why? What? You sound upset right now. And it's like, no, it's supposed to be funny. And I'm just like, the delivery is all wrong.
Do you mean in real life or like over text?
In real life, especially.
Oh.
Like, remember in, this happened a couple times at the Twilight Festival, but someone said she had sand from Isle Esme. And I go, oh, the real island, no, really, or something?
Yeah.
And it didn't sound like a joke at all.
It didn't.
I don't know. I struggle with tone lately for jokes. My delivery's off.
That was a year ago, though.
True.
Lately.
Well,
the reason he says that, just for anyone listening, I don't know if you forgot, whatever, is he's asking, he heard her story as to why she can't go to the dance and she's going to Seattle. And he says, can I drive you? Because I don't think your truck can make it. And he says, but can your truck make it there on 1 tank of gas? It's so funny.
Yeah.
It really is. And she's like, I don't see how that's any of your business.
Yeah.
It's true. The wasting of finite resources is everyone's business. Oh, Edward.
Oh, that was smooth. That was fast.
Can you imagine someone in your grade actually caring? Like, I think your car is not very eco-friendly.
Yeah. So
I
think I should drive you. You know, if someone actually, that was like their pure intent, like they had no ulterior motive, they just wanted to like help the environment a little bit, what would you think? Would that be like really annoying?
I would be
really
freaked out.
Yeah.
I would be kind of insulted.
Me too.
Even though I also care about the wasting of finite resources.
Because that's her car, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it does bother me just a teeny bit that Edward is a little bit elitist about her truck. Because I don't think Bella's family has that much money.
I find it weird because I feel like vintage cars
are cool, yeah.
Are, in this situation, it's like a hand-me-down, whatever. But usually I think rich people have vintage cars. So
yeah.
I don't get it. I don't know. I don't understand the snobbery.
So the next chapter is chapter 6, blood type. This is, of course, the chapter when they're blood typing in class and Bella faints.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike Newton has to take her to the nurse's office. And here we get the different perspective of Edward when he sees Bella unconscious for the first time. Because she does faint a couple times in the book.
Yeah. I just realized the toilet was still running.
Oh, no.
Hope you guys are okay with that. But yeah,
just leave it in.
If you guys have read Twilight, you've read this chapter. But yeah, no, it's an Emma's point of view. Yeah, I'm leaving it.
That's really real.
It's very real.
Yeah, he's really nervous because he sees that she's, you know, very pale and stuff, and just so nervous. He says, humans were quite exasperatingly fragile. There are a million different things to worry about.
Wait.
Oh, wait, that's way before. That's way before.
But
so
before this, that was kind of a big moment.
What?
Like, he has her come over to his table.
Oh, yes.
I mean, yeah, we've seen it in Twilight, so maybe it's not that big of a deal. But everything feels like a big deal. Like, he does the thing where he motions with his finger to join him and then winks, and her mouth falls open.
I don't know if this is a little bit purposeful, and I love Alice, so I don't mean to shit on her, but you know, Edward is so tormented, he doesn't know what he wants to do, and Alice keeps being like, can I talk to her now? Can I be a friend? Like, and she's being like really eager, and it's sweet. It's really sweet. But for some reason, it's annoying me a little bit. I'm like,
I felt
Alice,
that way too.
chill.
Yeah, me too.
Like, be patient.
Yeah. I know.
I don't know why.
I felt that way too, actually.
Because I just want Edward to like get there on his own time, even though he is like taking too long. And I don't know. I'm just like annoyed by Alice like constantly.
Sometimes it kind of takes the fun out of it a little bit that she knows everything.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
And also, it's weird how excited she is. I mean, I guess her visions are very visceral sometimes. And that's why she, like, went to go see the Collins. Oh, wait, maybe spoiler, I guess. No, he talks about that in Twilight, actually. But it's just hard to be so excited about a friend you haven't really gotten to know yet.
Yeah, like, why is she so excited? Yeah, you haven't even experienced it yet, girl.
Yeah.
Chill.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so Bella says, like, you know, they're talking about being friends. And she says, so in plain English, are we friends now? And he says, I pondered that for a second. Friends, I repeated. I didn't like the sound of that. It wasn't enough, which is really cute to me.
It is cute.
So many comments in my book are just so cute. Oh, one thing I noticed in the cafeteria is Bella never really eats in Twilight that often.
Yeah.
She's never hungry. And there's such an emphasis on that. I'm guessing it's just her anxiety of, like, being around Edward.
Yeah, I think she's always just feels sick. She's so nervous or whatever. But, yeah, it's interesting. Is this kind of supposed to be one of those parallels? Like, oh, she's almost a vampire already.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I don't love it because I think, you know, food is so great, but...
Oh, yeah, this is when she has her lemonade, and he takes the cap. It's a little souvenir.
That's really cute. And then our friend B actually sent us a picture. Did she send it? And she might have sent it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Where Robert Pattinson was spotted recently at, like, outdoor dining, and he had a bottle cap in his hand.
I know, it looked perfect.
Cute.
I don't know, it's just nuts to read from his perspective, like Bella guessing what he is, and that she knows he's something. Ugh, it's like, oh shit.
Okay, sorry I skipped ahead. Now we're getting to when he sees Bella unconscious, and he's like, I'll take her, you go back to class, and Mike says, no, I'm supposed to do it. And then I love how Edward said, I wasn't going to stand around arguing with this moron, and then he just takes Bella from him, walks her to class, or to the nurse's office.
Also, before that, I think he tells Bella in Twilight, yeah, like I was in my car listening to a CD, but we get, on page 125, he says that he was listening to Debussy on my favorite calming CD. It's cool. Stephanie, we'll get to it, but does a lot of that, like tells us what it was.
Yeah.
Like in Twilight, they talk about favorite movies, favorite music, but they don't say what it is.
I love
and
that.
Now they do say.
Oh my God.
We'll get to that.
It's so exciting.
I know, it's cool. It's almost
I was
weird.
like underlining everything. I know, it's weird to hear like specific.
It's kind of freaky.
Yeah.
Too real. Oh yeah. And he says, staring at her mouth made me feel strange. Made me want to move closer to her, which is not a good idea. Oh, Edward. Horny Edward. Starting.
I love it.
He's thinking about Mrs. Goff, how she's like into him or whatever. And he thinks, I would have liked to believe that Bella found me attractive like other humans did, but when did Bella ever have the same reaction as other humans? I shouldn't get my hopes up.
Oh,
just ridiculous.
I
Like
know.
He thinks that Bella isn't into him,
So
but it's cute.
Mike arrives back in the nurse's office because they got another fainter, and here he's trying to shoot his shot by inviting Bella to La Push for
The push baby.
La Push for the weekend. And I like how he says to Bella, we're meeting at my dad's store at 10, and then he thinks, and Colin's not invited.
Yeah.
I just laughed out loud. So funny.
It's funny when Edward, because Bella invites Edward to La Push, and then Edward says, I didn't even underline this, but I'm just seeing it. Let's you and I not push poor Mike any further this week. We don't want him to snap. I thought about snapping poor Mike myself. Enjoyed the mental picture intensely. Oh my God, he's so petty.
Oh, yeah. I just love how... Wait, maybe I shouldn't say this.
What?
Well, he just has no idea how annoying Jacob is going to be later
I know.
on. And even
I kind of
when
wish we could see that.
Even when he sees Jacob in the
Yeah.
story, he's like, poor boy. Like, he's just
I
not
know.
really, like,
Yeah.
considering him at all. He literally calls him the child at one
Yeah.
point, which is in Twilight, too. And Bella's like,
Yeah.
he's only a year younger than me or whatever.
He really likes Jacob in this. I mean,
Yeah,
this is jumping ahead. But
yeah. But little,
I wish we could read Eclipse.
Stephanie's saying that, like, she's not going to rewrite the other books in Edward's perspective. And one of her things is, like, would you really want to read New Moon? I feel like, honestly, I would read New Moon in Edward's point of view. But she could even skip it and just write Eclipse.
Yeah.
She could write a novella for New Moon. Literally.
Yeah.
And, like, it just be so much of it October, November, December, January. Like, those blank pages.
She must be able to come up with something.
Yeah. Well, she's already written a little bit in Edward's perspective when we see the phone call with Rosalie.
Yeah.
She could write the whole beginning.
But, like, I've read a lot of books where nothing really happens, but people just have kind of, like, internal struggles or whatever, and it's just written in the great way that They pull it off.
I know. I would honestly rather, I don't know, what do you do? Would you rather those 2 sequels or the rest of the Twilight books in Everett's point of view?
Rest of the Twilight books and everybody's point of
Me
view.
too, probably.
I don't know.
Well,
I guess I'm curious what she has in mind.
Yeah.
I don't really need Breaking Dawn, though.
I
I
want to see Edward, like, thinking, like, his thoughts as they change from wanting to, like, abort the baby to him being,
that would
like,
be cool.
a dad. Because I
That'd be
feel like we
interesting.
don't get enough of his relationship with
Yeah.
Renesmee. It feels
That's
non-existent.
true. Yeah, we
And,
talked
I
about
want to
that.
hear him, like, with the sex and stuff.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I really want Eclipse, though.
Yeah,
In this
Eclipse would be
perspective.
so juicy.
Oh, man. I guess we can just imagine it.
Yeah, I'm sure there's we'll read a fan fiction of it.
Yeah.
That'll
P.A.
satis-
Lassiter.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting on 133 we get a little bit of bad Edward. Bella starts walking away, and then without thinking about my reaction, I automatically reached out and caught her by the back of her rain jacket. She jerked to a stop. Where do you think you're going? I was upset, almost angry that she was leaving. I hadn't had enough time with her. I'm going home, she said, clearly baffled as to why this should upset me. Yeah, he's just acting kind of over the top here.
Yeah.
Not
Not the best.
Edward.
That's okay.
The thing is, it's not an excuse, but like he really doesn't know how to act.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know how to handle these feelings.
He's learning.
He
and
never
he's trying.
has. He really doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, and these, when you really like someone, especially when you're 17, which, yeah, he's 100 and something, but he really is 17. He's stuck at that age, and when you are at that age, you are feeling so many emotions at once, and they're so intense, and he's feeling that for the first time in his whole existence, so let's cut him some slack.
Yeah. It is weird of him, but I get where he's coming from.
Yeah, that's kind of related to on page 134. He says...
Oh, yeah, I love this part. Wait, I think I know what you're doing. Sorry.
Okay, so wait, so he makes a joke. She doesn't want to get in the car.
I could drag you
and
back.
He says, yeah, I could drag you back, wondering if my guess was correct. Her chin held stiffly in the air. She opened her door and climbed in. Her hair dripped on the leather and her boots squeaked against each other. This is completely unnecessary, she said. I thought she looked more embarrassed than really angry. Was my behavior entirely offside? I thought I was teasing her, that I was acting like the average besotted teenage boy. But what if I'd gotten it wrong? Did she feel coerced? I realized she had every reason to. So here he thinks he's being normal or chill or kind of funny or flirty, but then he second guesses it and he's worried like, oh no, what if I'm being pushy? What if I'm being manipulative? Which I think is really sweet and like we said, self-awareness goes a long way.
Yeah.
It makes the difference.
He's very introspective. Okay, that's not the part that I was like squealing about. It was I don't know why I reacted that way, but it's the paragraph following. He said, I didn't know how to do this. How to court her as a normal human, modern man in the year 2005. As a human, I'd only learned the customs of my time. Thanks to my strange gift, I knew quite well how people thought now and what they did, how they acted, but when I tried to act casual and modern, it seemed all wrong. It was funny to me.
2005.
Yeah. When I tried to act casual and modern, it seemed wrong.
I wonder
Poor
if our
guy.
like younger listeners who are like 14, if 2005 seems so long ago.
Yeah, I know, probably. Like, if I read a book that took place in 1994, which is when I was born, I would think, like, oh, retro or something.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, like, oh, wow, the 90s.
Yeah, the 90s, oh, it's cute and quirky.
Yeah.
But this feels pretty modern, so.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's doing, like, social media or
I
anything.
have been wondering, to our younger listeners who are listening, like, what do you think? Does it seem outdated to you? Does it seem different? You know,
Yeah, this is true.
2005?
Because I went to high school from 2010 through 2014. But, like, I didn't have a smartphone really for that time. And
Me
so
neither.
I never really texted people that often. I wasn't
Yeah.
really on social media as much.
Yeah.
So it feels pretty relatable to my high school experience still.
Me too. Yeah. Like, I would still mostly do, like, I'd go home and do Facebook on the computer.
Yeah.
And I know Bella doesn't have Facebook, but, like, she goes on the computer.
Yeah, I
don't
literally
know.
only used it on the computer.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't have a smartphone. I didn't have a real smartphone until, like, college, basically.
Yeah, me neither. I had an iPod Touch.
Yeah, I had an iPod Touch, yeah. Which was wicked cool at the time.
Yeah.
And I had a phone that had apps, in quotes, in air quotes, but it also had a keyboard.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know.
My phone, because it was pay as you go.
Oh, yeah,
So
I
you
had
just,
that
like, had
too.
to buy your minutes.
Yeah.
And I was so cheap, so I never bought minutes. So I wouldn't have minutes for, like, 3
Me
months.
too.
I would
Yeah.
literally just go 3 months without buying minutes on it. And then I'd get minutes and I'd see all the texts from
Yeah.
those 3 months that I just didn't respond to.
I'd be like, oh, guys, I don't have minutes. Sorry.
Yeah.
And people would know that. They're like, oh, Kelly doesn't have minutes right now.
Looking back, it's really weird how normal it was for me to just never text my friends.
Yeah, I know.
Like that, now I don't go a day without texting, but back then I just
I know.
literally never would. And I don't know how I communicated.
I really admire my past self in a way, actually. Like, yeah, I used to have a flip phone until I was like a junior, and I was kind of embarrassed about it, so I would leave my phone at home all the time.
Me too.
But, like, isn't that so cool? Like, I would just go out without my phone.
Me too. I didn't need it.
Yeah.
I was always present when I
Yeah.
was hanging out with someone.
Like, people would pick me up, and I'd just go,
yeah.
you know,
Same.
get in their car and no phone. And
Yeah, and then ask to borrow theirs if I had to
Yeah.
call my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so weird.
Or,
how-
like, go in their house and use their home phone to call my parents. Can
yeah.
you pick me up?
It's weird how high school doesn't feel that long ago, but something like that feels so foreign
Yeah.
to me now.
Yeah, actually, oh my god. Just that one little detail, like going in the house to use the phone.
Yeah.
Because we'd probably be like in the pool or something.
Yeah.
And then come back out. Like,
It's so
my
weird.
mom's gonna be here in 10 minutes.
Yeah. It's crazy. Because now I never leave the house without my phone,
know.
usually.
Unless I decide, like, I'm going on a walk without my phone.
Yeah. And then I feel almost a little naked. Like I can't be out too long.
I feel, like, proud of myself or something.
Mm-hmm.
Which means I'm obviously addicted to it.
Oh, it's designed to be addictive.
I know.
Sad.
Oh my gosh, so the end of this chapter, he says, "Run, Bella, run. I love you too much for your good or mine." Wow. He loves her. He's saying
loves
it.
her.
He's saying it to himself. And then he takes a key from her pocket. I curled this is a little creepy. I curled my hand around the key I just picked from her jacket pocket and inhaled her scent deeply as I drove away.
Oh my god.
Okay, picture this. He's curling his hand around the key and he's going
If that was in the movie, people would have a serious problem with that.
he's just like
Wait, what key is it? I don't feel like I didn't even process this when I read it. Her house key?
Is it?
Doesn't he get her house key from something else though?
Why does he pick the key?
I mean, obviously it's not her house key because she gets into the house.
Is it her car key?
Yeah, like you said, with the microphone, it's hard to figure it out. Like,
It's hard
In
to
enough
figure
time.
out in real time, yeah. What key did he just take from her?
I don't know.
And why? I don't know. Well, guys, it's a key.
Yeah,
That's all we know.
Someone will tell us. All right, next chapter.
Chapter 7? We're
Melody.
already at an hour.
Oh my goodness.
Chapter 7, Melody. I just thought this line was funny. Her scent lingered in the car. I kept the windows up.
Letting it assault me, trying to get used to the feel of intentionally torching my throat.
He's
Attraction.
hotboxing
Yeah,
with
yeah.
her scent.
He is. I love it. Oh my god. That's something I'd never considered before, is that he's training himself to be
Yeah.
less addicted to her scent.
I never considered that either.
Yeah, which is smart.
I thought it was cool that he's talking about how he knows that he's attractive to humans.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, certainly other women, and men too, had reacted to my face with instinctive apprehension.
I like that. We're getting a little bit of
Something slightly gay.
Yeah. I know, because we were just talking about there's no gayness in Twilight at all.
Yeah.
But good, yeah, there's a little bit of gayness. I mean, there is
one tiny little...
it exists in this universe.
Yeah. Cool.
We like it.
Yeah.
Okay, here we get some horny Edward on
No way.
143. So yeah, he's talking about being attractive to other people, and he says, What if it had been Bella imagining me with my arms wrapped around her fragile body? Oh, because Jessica has these sexual fantasies about Edward.
Yeah.
Feeling me pull her tightly against my chest and then cupping my hand around her chin, brushing the heavy curtain of her hair back from her blushing face, tracing the shape of her full lips with my fingertips. Oh my God. Leaning my face closer to hers, where I could feel the heat of her breath on my mouth. Moving closer still. Like, oh my God. Dot. Yeah.
Mia. Yeah, and then on 144 he said, I wanted very much to be able to touch her. He's getting into this. I feel like he's more than Bella.
Oh,
In Twilight.
Yeah. No, he's literally like watching Jess's fantasy, and then he's replaced Jess with Bella, and he's like getting a hard on right here. Yeah, the ... Isn't it on The Office? Kelly's like, ... is don't even make me say what I want to say. ... or something.
Okay, then he's back in Spanish class with Emmett. I like how Emmett says, I bet Mrs. Goff thinks you're on drugs. You've been so erratic lately. Where were you today? Again, they usually don't mention drugs in the Twilight Saga, so very interesting.
I like it.
I didn't know you guys knew what that was. I didn't know Emmett knew what drugs were, so I'm just kind of freaked out right now.
On page 145, their clones are at their house, and I really liked this. He's talking about the different like skills they're all working on. He says Emma and Jasper were in the middle of an elaborate game of chess, utilizing 8 joined boards spread out along the glass back wall, which is crazy.
They're smart.
Yeah, and their own complicated set of rules. So they like literally reinvented the game.
Wow.
They wouldn't let me play. Only Alice would play games with me anymore, which makes sense. Alice went to her computer just around the corner from them, and I could hear her monitor sing to life. She was working on a fashion design project for Rosalie's wardrobe, but Rosalie did not join her today to stand behind her in direct cut and color as Alice's hands traced over the touch-sensitive screens. Instead, today, Rosalie, which those were probably expensive back then. Instead, today, Rosalie sprawled sullenly on the sofa and started flipping through 20 channels a second on the flat screen, never pausing. I could hear her trying to decide whether or not to go to the garage and tune her BMW again. Esme was upstairs humming over a set of blueprints. She was always designing something new. Perhaps she would build this one for our next home or for the one after that. I just liked it, just watching them all like do what they do when they're home. It kind of reminded me of The Sims when...
Dude. Yeah. Dude, I was just thinking the same thing.
Like literally.
It is like The Sims.
It's like The Sims when they're on cheats and you're just having them work on their skills.
Yeah, their hobbies. Yeah. Esme's at the designing board. Blueprints.
These are all literal
Alice
things.
Alice is doing fashion.
Yeah.
Rosalie's watching TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have the little skill bar over their head.
Yeah.
Okay, don't make me want to play The Sims.
Oh my god, I've been
This
craving
is making me
it
want to play
so much.
What if I just stayed up all night? What if I just fucked myself over and was exhausted tomorrow and no, I shouldn't
Honey,
do
I've
that.
been there.
What if I just did that to myself?
It's tempting.
It is tempting.
I go through phases where I'm literally addicted to The Sims,
Yeah.
and then just as fast, I'm like, I can't
addicting.
do it. So then Rosalie, she's thinking really annoying thoughts about Bella.
She hates Bella. She hates Edward. She's pissed.
And Edward gets a glimpse of her thoughts, how she's thinking about the vanity and the jealousy of it, that Edward never wanted Rosalie, but now he wants Bella, and she's really embarrassed that Edward can hear that thought. And so he's like laughing to himself that
Yeah.
he got her in a weak moment.
And then Emmett's like, what? What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But he won't say. That would be crazy. They're supposed to be siblings.
I know.
It's just weird.
It is a little
I
weird.
mean, they lived together. And they were roommates. You know, that girl has always reminded me of Jessica.
Yeah, I can see it. When you said, and they lived together, it reminded me of that.
So then Edward, he works on his skill too. He's playing piano. And Esme's pumped, so happy, sitting with him. And okay, this is so adorable, so cute, so innocent. He takes out the bottle cap and puts it on the piano and says, that helped me a bit, my little memento of her yes.
So sweet.
He's so cute.
Edward.
I feel like no boy is actually like that.
No.
No.
No, I feel like there isn't one.
On 154. Sorry if it's jumping ahead, but Peter and Charlotte are coming to see Jasper, his murderous friends, and Edward decides, for the moment, I could be her unlikely protector. Because he's very worried, even though everyone's swearing, like, oh no, Peter and Charlotte will hunt far away.
I don't trust him.
Yeah, so Edward's like, I have to protect her.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I have before it is Esme is talking to Edward about his his crush on Bella, I guess, and it just felt so human. It's so cute. Esme thinks she'll have to love you back, she thought suddenly, catching me by surprise with the direction of her thoughts. If she's a bright girl, she smiled, but I can't imagine anyone being so slow that they wouldn't see the catch you are. Stop it, Mom, you're making me blush, I teased. Her words, though improbable, did cheer me, which is just cute to hear him call her Mom. I feel like we've never heard that before.
That's adorable.
Esme, she's really sweet. I've always felt indifferent towards her, but she's great in this book.
Is this the part where he kind of like leans his head on her shoulder?
I think
or is that
so,
later?
Maybe. That was really cute. I don't see it here, but...
Yeah, maybe it's later.
Like we said, the microphone, it's making me nervous.
It does happen at some point.
Yeah.
He leans his head on her shoulder. It's just so cute.
It's really sweet. And and he says, like, he felt a bit of nurture.
Yeah, he felt like a kid.
Yeah. It's really sweet.
Adorable.
Emmett also is so sweet.
Why? What does he do?
Well, so...
Well...
He makes a joke, and then... I forget what the joke is about, but...
I never really realized until reading Midnight Sun that Emmett and Edward are buddies, and that he's not really that close with Jasper.
I did always pick
I didn't know
up.
that.
Yeah, I feel like Emmett and Alice are Edward's friends. Mm-hmm. Jasper and Rosalie are just their partners.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Weird. Yeah. Who is Jasper close to? Just Alice?
I guess so. I feel like Emmett is like Edward's best man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Weird.
Best man didn't have time to get...
Didn't have time to get a You're not the best man, Jacob.
Hey, what that?
It's interesting because I would think that Jasper and Edward would be closer, just from an outside. Like, if I didn't know anything, that's just what I would think, because Jasper seems more quiet, and, like, I don't know why. I just feel like they would.
But I feel like Emmett is so easygoing that he's a nice counterbalance for Edward. I feel like Edward and Jasper together would just be a little bit too angsty.
They're too similar in a way. Yeah.
Oh, so Emmett says, like, he makes a joke. Edward doesn't really like it. And he says, sorry, I know you're going through a tough spot. I really am trying not to be too much of an insensitive jerk, but since that's sort of my natural state, he waited for me to laugh at his joke and then made a face. So serious all the time. What's bugging you now? Thinking about her, well, worrying, really. What's there to worry about? You are here. He laughed loudly. Like, he really wants to, like, make Edward feel better.
Yeah. He's a good buddy.
He's a good buddy.
They're good pals. It's cute.
Mm-hmm.
The end of the chapter, Edward follows Bella's scent into the woods and realizes that she went in the forest by herself and kind of just her path stops abruptly somewhere, and it's kind of driving him crazy. He's like, why did she go out here? And then I thought this part was funny because he's like, I can't ask her about it, and thinks, so Bella, I was following your scent through the woods after I left your room. Just a minor breaking and entering, no need for worry. I was just exterminating spiders. Yes, that would be quite the icebreaker.
I don't think there's anything he can say to Bella, though, that would turn her off.
I know.
At this point.
Probably nothing.
You could literally say, I killed your mom, and she'd be like, I forgive you.
It's true.
It does no matter.
I killed Charlie.
It does no matter.
I love you. Yeah. I know. I wonder. I mean, she does act angry when she finds out that he watched her sleep and stuff, but she gets over it.
Or like in a second.
It's kind of like a fake anger.
Yeah.
You know?
You spied on me? But she was secretly flattered. Oh, wait. Before that, we talked about this in our last Midnight Sun episode. There's a part where Edward says, well, I can't really see Rosalie's allure either, because Emmett says he doesn't get it, like being in love with a human. Honestly, she seems like more work than any pretty face is worth, which I liked. And then Emmett chuckles.
Damn. More work.
I agree.
Yeah, she doesn't seem worth it.
No, not at all. Emmett can do way better. They had a shallow relationship. He even says Emmett and Rosalie shared an intensely physical love. He had a hard time understanding how one could love without that aspect.
Yeah, it's shallow. Sad, really. Whatever. I guess they're both just sort of shallow people, so it works for them.
Yeah, and I also think, in a way, like, that could be their love language.
Yeah,
maybe
touch.
Physical touch is how they communicate, and it works for them, so.
True. Maybe
There's
we shouldn't judge.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that, but when Rosalie's also, like, a really shitty person, I think that's what makes it shallow, is, like, what are you really in love with besides her body?
I don't know.
We don't see another side to her. And if there was another side, we'd see it, because Edward can read her mind.
True. Yeah. So I guess there isn't. So chapter 8 is called Ghost. Ooh. So Mike Newton's pissing Edward off again. And sorry if this is before something you want to say, but I love this part. He says that he wanted to steal her away from the boy I hated so much. In this moment, I could have killed him for no reason but to enjoy it. Edward!
I love how much
it could have killed him.
But to enjoy it.
Okay, and then, so Mike asks Bella out, and she says, like, I think that would hurt Jessica's feelings. And we get, because, Edward's eavesdropping, Mike thinks, like, Jessica, wow, and then he thinks, she's cute though, I guess, decent body, bigger boobs than Bella's, a bird in the hand. What? That was so weird.
Oh my god, wait, I didn't even think about that before. A bird in the hand. Mike!
I know.
Get your head out of the gutter.
So real though.
Yeah, and Edward's pissed because he says they were almost interchangeable to him. Mike's so desperate. But Angela's so sweet. Edward's thinking about how she has really pure thoughts and she's a good friend. And he said, I wish there was some way to thank the Weber girl for simply being a nice person.
Yeah, he does think about it. Oh, so he's watching Bella reading outside on her blanket. She falls asleep. It was cool reading it from his perspective. Like, she seemed really interesting and beautiful to me during this part. She really did.
I'd be so embarrassed though if someone watched me sleep. I'm such a weird sleeper though.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying you are, but I would feel the same way.
Yeah. I sometimes sleep with, like, my legs in the air.
I've done that too.
Yeah.
Stacy, my roommate, used to make fun of me.
Yeah, my roommates have too. It helps me though fall asleep for some reason.
Yeah. She took a picture of me because my legs were, like, in the air.
Like you're on your stomach and with your legs up.
My legs are up.
Yeah, I love it.
It's comfy.
It's really comfy. Like I don't know. There must be something about the circulation. It's like the way it goes.
They
down.
just kind of like rest.
Yeah, you're not. I feel like people look at it and they think I'm holding my legs up, but they just stay that way.
I didn't know you did that too.
Yeah, I do. If I can't fall asleep, I do it because I don't know. For some reason, it does.
Ooh, I should try that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it feels nice.
It feels like cool. I feel.
Yeah.
You know, like it helps me cool down.
I feel like I often do it without meaning to. Like while I'm asleep, I just start doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be embarrassing if someone was stalking me. If my crush was stalking me and saw me do that.
I slurp a lot in my sleep. You know that, right? You've heard that?
I've heard you grind your teeth.
Yeah.
That's pretty disturbing.
Yeah, it is.
Just because
it sounds like my teeth are gonna fall out.
Yeah, it sounds like you're gonna break your teeth.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh.
I know, I really am scared.
Should I do something?
I know.
Like, should I intervene?
All of my roommates have complained about that.
Oh. I have something for 166. Do you have anything before that?
Oh, I just thought it was really sweet how she's dreaming of fictional characters.
Oh, yeah.
She's dreaming of Edmund from Pride and Prejudice. Is that correct? I've never read.
No, Mansfield Park.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Well, yeah, but do you think she's actually thinking of Edward?
Well,
and it's just saying that because it's a similar name.
Well, he does hear Edmund, right? Because at first he goes, Edmund. I thought again of where she'd quit reading, just as Edmund Bertram had been named for the first time. She wasn't dreaming of me at all, I realized blackly. The self-loathing returned in force. She was dreaming of fictional characters. Perhaps that had always been the case, and all along her dreams had been filled with Hugh Grant.
No, but he's wrong.
Yeah, he is wrong.
Hugh Grant. Yeah, I know. I love that was mentioned. Hugh Grant. Well, we don't know what Bella dreamt, but I feel like maybe it was Edmund and Edward or something. But I don't know. Edmund's only significant to her because of Edward. You know?
Yeah, true.
I don't know.
And then I also, I have a few more notes before 166.
Totally fine.
So on page 164, Edward is justifying his stalking. He says, but I would certainly would not trespass on her privacy the way the peeping Tom would have. I was here for her protection, not to leer at her in the way Mike Newton no doubt would, were he agile enough to move through the treetops. I would not treat her so crassly. He's just trying to find an excuse.
Yeah.
I said, if there was a midnight... this is... Sometimes in the book I randomly wrote a note, but they didn't really have to do anything with the scene. But I said, if there was a Midnight Sun movie, how would they show people's thoughts? Because you know how people really want that?
Yeah.
It's such a big part of the story. And
yeah.
I'm just worried that if they did have a movie, it would be really cheesy, kind of like The Wolves in Breaking Dawn.
I agree.
Oh my God, someone sneezed from outside and it was really loud. Did you guys hear that?
That's the loudest sneeze I've ever heard. Where did that
Bless you!
Bless you! But yeah, I agree. I don't think they could pull that off very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like a talking animals movie.
Mm-hmm.
Where you show someone and then their voice.
But their lips aren't moving.
Yeah, it's just weird.
I just don't know. Yeah, how you could really do that.
I really don't think we need a movie version of this.
No, but people are demanding it so much that I feel like it could happen just for monetary reasons.
Maybe. I don't know, guys. I don't know if I want it.
I don't think I want it either. Sorry.
Sorry.
Okay, so now you go. Your note for 166.
Okay. Well, you know, I just love any background info we get about the Collins, and he's thinking about Jasper, and Jasper, I think his friends are leaving, Peter and Charlotte, and Jasper says, if you see Maria again, tell her I wish her well, and Edward remembers that, quote, she looked Jasper up once when we were in Calgary. It had been an eventful visit. We'd have to move immediately. I just think that's really interesting. I didn't know they lived in Calgary in Canada. Very cool. What were they up to there? I don't know.
Also, why was it eventful?
I know.
That makes me think there was some
Like, did she...
Drama.
Yeah, they had to move immediately.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting. So I think where the chapter ends here, Bella's going to Port Angeles with her friends, and he's going to go stalk.
Nice.
He's going to follow them there.
Fun stuff.
Should we do one more chapter?
I think so. We're at 123.
Okay, let's
I think
do
that's
one more.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. One more. Next one's chapter 9, Port Angeles.
Port Angeles. I think it's interesting that, unlike the movie, when he goes to Port Angeles, it's like sunny outside, so he can't really get out of the car and can't walk around. So he's trying to figure that out. Like, he keeps going into shadows and stuff while he's trying to follow them. Interesting.
Jessica's so insecure. Like, she keeps asking Bella what she thinks. Bella says she likes it, and Jessica says, does she really think that, or does she want me to look like a cow on Saturday? Which is just so...
I know.
Not even Bella's character to ever want someone to look bad.
I know.
But Jessica is just so insecure and so bitchy.
So bitchy.
And Edward contemplates showing up at the restaurant coincidentally and just pretend he's there eating there.
With Alice,
Yeah.
right? He thinks about calling her. So cute.
So cute.
It's such a teenage thing to do. Like,
know.
oh, what if I just ran into her?
I always did that when I liked someone. When I was a freshman, I really liked this boy. And he... And then when I was a sophomore and a junior and a senior, he lived across the hall from me my freshman year, though. And so I would always try to just, like, walk outside my room. So I would be in the hallway. And I would just go to the water fountain. So he would, like, if I would hear him leave his room to go to, like, the common room or to go to the bathroom, I would purposely find a reason to go into the hallway so I could pass him.
Cute.
Yeah. Shout out.
Shout out. I'm sure I've done that too.
Sometimes I walk a little faster in the school hall just to get next to you.
Wait, what is that song?
Rockstar by Hannah Montana.
Oh. Hannah Montana. So the whole thing happens where Bella's by herself and he realizes it and he's like, where is she? And then those guys are gonna assault her and Edward swoops in and is freaking out and gets her in the car. You know, that whole thing happens.
Yeah. Oh, my only thought is Bella freezes and she doesn't run when that happens.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the men thinks, brave, this one. Maybe better, I guess. More fight in her.
Which I just thought that was weird that a guy would think, I mean, there's no, I think in a situation like that, there's no, like, brave or not brave thing to do. But it's weird that he would think it's brave that she is not running.
I know.
Like...
I guess because she's gonna fight.
Yeah. But to run in itself is brave, too.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird that he thinks that's, like, a sign of weakness, that someone runs away from an attacker. You know?
Yeah. I know. I kind of doubt a rapist would be, like, admiring in that way, too.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd just be like, oh she wants to put up a fight.
Yeah.
I don't know. Edward, steps in. She's safe, but he wants to go back and kill them. But they end up going to the restaurant, and her friends already ate. And I just thought, sorry if you have something before, it's funny that when they go in to the restaurant, the hostess says, welcome to La Bella Italia, which is not in Twilight. It's just funny to me. Like, that, I don't think it's in Twilight, right? Like, that's the restaurant in Port Angeles that's, like, become... the restaurant, right? Or is it in Twilight?
I think it might be in Twilight.
I didn't think it was.
I don't know. Yeah, you might be right. I don't know either.
I thought it was just like a restaurant that became the restaurant but wasn't really. But
you might be right.
I don't know.
You might be right.
I might be wrong.
Someone will let us know.
People correct me. Yeah. But yeah, that is really a real restaurant in Port Angeles.
Yeah, and
And
we
we
went there.
And we went there. It was very good.
I thought it was interesting. After he picks her up, he says, "Distract me, please." I pleaded. "I'm sorry, what?" He says, I couldn't think of how to express it. I picked the closest word I could think of. Prattle about something until I calmed down. It was a poor word choice. I realized as soon as it was out, but I couldn't find much room to care. And I thought, is this Stephanie just regretting the word she used?
I don't know. Yeah.
It's just a weird thing.
She's like, oh, that was kind of a dick move of Edward. Let me
yeah.
let me explain that.
I wonder if she did that a lot of like
Maybe.
because of course
Yeah,
I
actually.
think Stephanie is really smart, and I think that she, the whole time when she was writing Twilight, probably really had Edward's intentions and his perspective in mind when writing it, but does seem in a way like she corrects things or further explains things that people might criticize in Twilight, or she wished that she had explained better in the first novel.
Yeah, there's a lot of Edward realizing that, oh, that sounded crazy, or that sounded mean.
Yeah.
And he thinks it to himself, but he doesn't say it out loud. So, yeah.
I wonder if some of that was always intended, or if
I wonder
as years
too.
passed she added that in.
I know, I wondered the same thing. They're at the restaurant together, and he's explaining that he heard what they were thinking. You know, this whole scene, one of my favorite scenes.
I love how he thinks, and now here I was, practically on a date with this girl. Only it didn't account because I wasn't giving her a chance to say no, which is really sweet. It feels so normal. He's just so excited.
Yeah.
Well, she's not really eating anything. She's not that hungry. Oh, doesn't she have like 3 Diet Cokes?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, she does.
I would shit myself if I did that.
Really?
Yeah. You'd be able to handle that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I never drink soda anymore, but
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to handle that.
yeah, I think she does.
Oh, he gives her his jacket. That's really
yeah.
sweet. Yeah, I wrote, Bella's drinking way too much Diet Coke. There's some pomegranate mentions.
Yeah.
Persephone.
He's Hades.
This comes up a lot in the book. I was surprised, and now I'm like, okay, I get the cover.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about this.
Yeah.
It comes up quite a few times. It comes up later in the book. I don't really like it.
Yeah, you're entitled to think that. I'm indifferent towards it, really.
Are people going to be mad at me for disliking something about Midnight Sun? Maybe they will. But I think one mention would have been fine.
Yeah, it's a little...
The more it keeps going, I'm like, stop hitting me over the head with
Yeah,
this.
I totally agree.
Or it could have been said in a different way. Like,
It's just too much the pomegranate.
He could have said, like, here I was again, dragging her to the underworld. You know, he doesn't have to keep saying, like, another seed. Another pomegranate seed.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it makes sense. But it does make me feel bad to be like, why is there a pomegranate on the cover? Like, of course, I feel like that's the only fruit they could have chosen for that.
Well, I don't like it because it seems like she knew what the cover was going to be
Yeah.
while writing it or something. I don't know. It feels like a marketing scheme.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Maybe not, but I find it hard to believe. Would she really have written so much about the pomegranate seeds
if it wasn't the
gonna
cover?
be the cover?
Yeah, you know,
I don't know.
because it doesn't feel significant enough to me.
Yeah. Maybe she did just genuinely, like, this was her theme. They wrote it a lot, and then she wrote it a lot, and then they were like, oh, let's make that the cover. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it feels a little forced. And I don't like that.
I think it's brave that you're sharing a critique of Midnight Sun.
Thank you. It's pretty much my only critique, so, like, I don't know.
Oh, I had one other thing I wanted to say. Well, I might have more things too, but just on page 190, he says, I read her eyes, though her mind was silent. I could perceive both trust and wonder there. I realized in that moment that I wanted to answer her questions, not because I owed it to her, not because I wanted her to trust me. I wanted her to know me. And know is italicized. And I still remember 9th grade in literature class. No, maybe it was... I don't remember when it was, but we read a book called Read Literature Like a Professor, and one of the chapters was on
like that word know, and know how it means like sex.
What?
So when you say I knew someone or I
true.
know someone, it means you know them sexually. Which,
That's like in the Bible, actually.
oh, is it really?
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if that was between the lines there.
Maybe. Well, I don't know. I thought literally he meant he wants to be known by someone, like understood, connected with.
But I feel like mixed with that could be
Maybe.
because there's an emphasis on the word know, like
Yeah.
he wants.
Time I didn't think it was sexual,
Yeah.
but I get what you're saying. I mean, he wants to be vulnerable with someone. He wants to be, metaphorically naked with somebody. Like he wants to be seen for completely who he is, not just appearances or whatever.
Yeah.
And I love it. And I love you, Edward.
I love you, Midnight Sun.
I love you, Midnight Sun. I love you, Midnight Sun.
Oh.
Dude, we still have to record our video of that.
I know.
I need to practice my lines again.
Well, we should do it when there's a little bit of foliage, I think.
True. We should go to Concord.
Yeah.
We can go to Orchard House. We can stand outside
Yep.
and do it.
I feel like
I need to work my lines.
I wish we had like a microphone over us so it could be really good. Like a whole film crew.
Yeah, I know. We could try to figure something out.
I know.
If anyone wants to film it, let us know.
I was thinking we could just ask Shannon.
Yeah, she was the person I had in mind as well.
Shannon?
Hi, Shannon.
She's definitely not listening.
No, she's not. Hi, Caitlin. She is
Hi,
listening.
Caitlin. Actually, she hasn't told me in a while. If you think about it, she hasn't said, like...
Let's use this as a test.
Yeah.
Caitlin, if you're listening, let us know. Caitlin is Kelly's sister and my cousin, and so is Shannon.
Yep.
Okay, also on page 193, I said, this is where the haters get mad, so let's see what it was about. It's
So let's see what it's about.
She was too vulnerable for this world. She needed a protector. Oh, yeah. And through some twisted mismanagement of destiny, I was the closest thing available. Yeah, people get mad about that.
Whatever. Just lean into it, people. Just enjoy it.
Yeah. And then I also said the last thing I said.
Yeah, lean into it. Just like, guys, let it go. Yeah, like we can complain about problematic things. Of course we can.
Or we can just love it.
But this is minor. It's Twilight. Let's just love it, okay?
Yeah. Also, people do have savior complexes.
People do.
People do.
I was thinking about Phoebe Bridgers.
Yeah, me too. That's why I said that.
One other thing is, so like,
As you guys know, the waitress has the hots for Edward, and he's like, he notices it, but he's not really paying any mind to it.
Yeah.
And he says, I stood and Bella quickly followed suit. I wanted to offer her hand, but I thought that might be pushing my luck a little too far for one night. I thanked the waitress, my eyes never leaving Bella's face. Bella seemed to be finding something amusing too. Like, he really isn't looking at her for a second. And I thought this is kind of a reason why people fall in love with Edward women, because it is a little bit of a fantasy. I mean, I know there are some guys like this, but just the idea that you can be with like the most beautiful guy in the world.
Yeah.
And this like hot waitress is checking him out, and he wants you, and he's not even humoring anyone else's attraction. It's just so unrealistic.
Yeah.
But it really plays into our fantasies
It's
of
true.
just being, the one for someone that we love.
He always talks about the burning. I burned the scent of her blood. It's a consistent thing. I actually didn't underline anything else, so the floor is yours.
That's all I had.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He ends with, now I said to her, fear of her response, taking the edge off the burn. It's your turn.
It's your turn to answer questions, he means. Oh my gosh.
Which the next chapter, I love it so much.
Me
I'm
too.
excited to talk about it. That one
I know.
is going to be a lot.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's great.
I feel like we should save that one
But
so we can...
we're not covering it.
Yeah. We are in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
It's so good. It's my favorite chapter.
Well, I think it's good if we don't cover it now because I don't want to rush through it.
True. Yeah. Wow. Midnight Sun.
Midnight Sun.
I still can't believe, like, look at this.
We have it. Like,
This is the book. Midnight
2020
Sun. It came out.
It's been such a year of just unexpected things for good and for bad, but
What a life.
anything is possible.
What a time.
What a time.
It's crazy. So, my mom actually wrote a review of Midnight Sun. She finished it. I actually have not yet. Yeah, guys, you can go after me with pitchforks about that.
No, please don't.
I'm not done with it yet. But my mom wrote a review, and I'm gonna read it. I think it's funny, but hi, Mom. But I'm gonna read it once we're done with the show. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to play a
You mean
message.
with the podcast?
Yeah, done with the book. Sorry. Yeah, when we're done.
In our last podcast episode ever, I'll finally read this.
We'll finally reveal.
Oh, I meant the book. Yeah.
Finally reveal my mom's review. My mom's review. But, okay, I wanted to share a message from one of our listeners, which we sometimes do this on our Patreon, but we haven't really done it in a while on
The
regular show. Yeah. So, okay, this is from our listener, Kiyah, and I'm just going to play it.
Hi, Kel Mel. My name is Kiyah. I recently discovered your show. I think it's really, really great. I'm a huge fan of Twilight like you guys, and your show has really been good during this time of quarantine, and I'm a huge fan. Some of my thoughts on Twilight, you guys seem to hit it out of the park every time. It's like if I have a thought and I'm thinking while listening, it's like you guys say it, or there's like nothing that you guys say that I don't agree with. Like, you guys are always spot on, which is crazy, because I'm always listening and I'm like, oh my god, I have this thought, and one of you always says it. It's like you guys are reading my mind, which is really, really weird, but you guys hit it out of the park every time. I totally agree with you guys. I'm a huge fan of Catherine Hardwicke. Love her. I love her so much. And my favorite Twilight, I'm not gonna say I have a favorite, but I really favor the first 3. I feel like those were really, really good. Not saying I didn't like the last 2, because I needed that wedding scene. I really did, because I thought it was so beautiful and I cried. So I'm not gonna say I didn't like them, because I totally needed the wedding scene, but I felt like they were kind of forced. I felt like the movie was very Hollywood. It was like, I don't know, like, it seemed like the production company just like wanted to make it like any other typical love story, like not Twilight. It's like they gave us the movie that they thought we wanted. Not, I don't know, like they thought that's what we wanted, but it wasn't. It wasn't a bad movie, but like I said, the first 3 were my personal favorites. But yeah, I'm really excited for Midnight Sun. I'm so looking forward to reading that, and I'm really excited because Midnight Sun comes out 3 days before my birthday. It comes out on August 4th, and my birthday is August the 7th, which I'm like totally stoked about. I'm like, oh my god, what a great way to start off your birthday weekend. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, you guys are just great, and it's a great podcast, and it makes me really happy. You guys are super funny, and you guys are really real. I love the fact that you guys are really real. Like, you don't try to, like, I don't know, just I've listened to other podcasts and they just weren't as real. You guys are raw, real. You guys get into it. Like, you really, really get into it, and I love detail. You guys are really, really authentic, which I love. Like, I feel like I know you guys. You guys are really, really authentic, and you're so real, which I love. I love a real person. So, yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys that I'm a huge fan. Love your podcast. Keep doing what you're doing. I hope you guys blow up even bigger. You guys are pretty big now, but you guys deserve everything that's coming to you. And I'm really excited to see more to come. I'm really excited for you when you guys come back. And yeah, I'm really excited about Midnight Sun. Can't wait to see you guys talk about that. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
I almost feel a little weird playing that because too complimentary.
I know.
Like, I feel like a jerk. But
I'm smiling ear to ear and basically almost crying.
yeah, Mel's eyes are tearing up right now.
You're gonna make me
I'm
actually
overwhelmed.
cry.
That's just like the nicest message ever.
I know. It makes me feel so validated. It's so cool how we can agree on like everything.
I know. It's so
Kiyah,
crazy.
we love you. Oh my gosh.
Also, being told that we're real is, in my opinion, the best compliment we could ever get.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I know, like, I was talking to my coworker, and we were talking about, like, guests we could have on the show, and she's like, oh, you know, Kristen might not want to come on because you talked about, like, Robson and stuff like that. And I'm like, you know what, I would rather, though it would be cool to have people on the show,
Yeah.
I would rather just have authentic conversations than try to sugarcoat anything just to, like, please people to get them on as guests.
True. Yeah. We gotta be real, you know? You know?
But that's so nice. And sorry that we're just playing this now on the show.
Yeah.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah,
We
happy
hope
belated
that
birthday.
Midnight Sun has been everything that you wanted it to be. I'm sure it has been.
That is so cool for your birthday.
I know.
Wow.
That is so special. And I love how you were talking about, like, I like the first day movies. The other two are okay.
Yeah.
And you're like, they're just, I agree. Like, they are kind of what the studios wanted. They're big, big movies. And I feel like they thought of their audience as a little, I don't know how to say this. They thought of us as Twilight fans as less smart than we are, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it was just kind of a big blockbuster. And a little bit cheesy, but then I like what you say, but I did cry at the wedding. 'Cause it's like, how am I to criticize it when I did the same thing?
Yeah, I know.
Like, I was sobbing watching it.
I know.
Like, on the floor. I was curled up in a ball watching that
Yeah.
movie. So I can't say I didn't. It didn't
Yeah.
do its job at the time.
It's true. It's like the plot of it all, the actual story still moves us, but just the way it was executed, when you like step back and think about it,
In
you're like,
retrospect,
okay, it just wasn't quite as well done as others.
Yeah.
But still kills me
Yeah.
in a good way. Thank you so much. I know, I feel emotional.
I know, me too. That
really
makes me
sweet.
so happy. Yeah. This podcast has been I just knew what you were going to say. This podcast has been so much fun. One of the greatest gifts of my life. I'm so happy that we've done this because, you know, and I think a lot of you guys have the same experience. We were kind of in the Twilight closet for a really long time.
Yeah.
I mean, people in my life knew that I was into it, but I was also slightly embarrassed to talk about it because no one else really cared besides Kelly as much as me. And I felt like I had to just kind of hide it. And so it's really more than I could have ever dreamed of now that we have you guys to, like, talk about it with.
Cool.
And even, you know, to agree with people on things and even to disagree with people on things about the series. It is so validating because it was, honestly, it was kind of hard to love something so much and have to not be able to really embrace it.
Yeah. And it's been just so rewarding to feel like you're the only, besides Mel, the only person that feels this way. It's not just about Twilight. It's like to have the viewpoint of like being a romantic or like, you know, just appreciating certain things about life, whether it's rainy days or I don't know, guys in pea coats. Like it's more than just the story, but to hear from people all over the world reaching out to us, talking to us, messaging us, following us, that feel the same way. It's my favorite thing about this show.
Me too. It energizes
thing.
me so much. And also I feel like it's been validating because, I mean, you know, we know who we are and like it's not like you really let it get to yourself, but like I feel like society's mockery of Twilight was also for a long time a mockery of the people who liked it. I think we talked about this in one of our earlier episodes. Like, if you're a Twilight fan, that people have an idea of you already and what that means. You're just some hysterical, stupid girl or whatever. But like in doing this podcast, we meet so many people who are so thoughtful, so intelligent, so smart, so funny.
And everyone's so different.
And everyone's
too.
so different. Yeah, it's really not like all, you know, people the same age or like the same gender. It's people from all over the world and different backgrounds, and
it's so cool.
It is so cool, and it just makes me feel good about myself. And take that, my brother who bullied me for liking, yeah.
Kevin, if you're listening.
Kevin.
He's not.
He's definitely not.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin loves it though. Like,
I think Kevin likes to make fun of it. Yeah. In a weird way. In a loving way.
It's like his way of bonding with you in a way, by making fun of you.
It is, yeah.
About Twilight.
Stupid sparkly vampire.
Like, if Twilight wasn't a thing, what would he do?
Yeah, I mean, you guys know. Well, I don't know if I've ever brought this up, actually. I dressed my brother up as Edward because he's pretty pale for a Halloween dance once, and it was the most attention he's ever gotten from girls.
You should have kept dressing
I literally overheard girls being like, "Oh my god, like, do you think that's how he really looks, or is it a costume? He looks just like Edward. Oh my gosh. Do you think that girl's his sister?"
That's so cool.
I was so proud. Maybe I'll show you a picture.
Edward. Man, I feel like I have a lot of like high concept things to say about Midnight Sun.
Yeah.
But maybe I should wait till the end. Just like overall thoughts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess I should wait till the end, right?
Yeah, if you want to.
Probably. I'm not even freaking done, so.
Yeah.
Wait, did you finish?
I have 2 chapters left, and I'm kind of putting it off. I talked about this in our Patreon episode too, but I'm taking my time, and part of me is feeling bad about that and stressed that like some people have already finished it like weeks ago. But part of me also feels, I don't know, if sometimes picking it up feels a little bit daunting at times, just because I really like that I still have it to read for the first time. I like that I can still be excited about it right now. And I will reread it when I'm done, but...
Yeah. It will be sad to be done with it.
Yeah.
Because close it for the last time.
I've been looking forward to this for so long. I mean, we all have, so...
Yeah. Yeah.
It's sad when something you're looking forward to is over.
I will say it's an easy book in a way to not speed through.
Yeah.
I worded that in a very weird way. Basically, it is a dense book. So it doesn't... There's some books you read where you're like, oh my god.
I can't put it down.
I like accidentally read it in 2 days. But usually those books are like pretty easy to flip through. You know what I mean?
And I did that for some of the Twilight books.
Yeah. Maybe... I don't know. It is a big book.
There's a lot to think about.
There's a lot to think about. Yeah. I'm loving it though. I find myself, I don't think I've really gotten to them yet, but there's some parts that I actually felt like I related to. Like I underlined them and I was like, oh, I felt this way before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Stephanie, if you're listening, which I don't think you are, but if you are, I wouldn't mind all the books in Edward's perspective. I think you can knock it out of the park, as Kiyah says.
Yeah, knock it out of the park. I would read New Moon.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I liked Annika. Hey Maven, her 2 chapters that she wrote.
Oh my god, so good. Yeah, give Annika the rights to New Moon. No, but I will say though, one thing Stephanie said is that this book, it took 10 years to write. It was real. She said it wasn't fun to write. So I don't want Stephanie to have to put herself in that state of mind just to make us happy.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
I think I said this, but imagining is fun too. So we can just imagine.
Yeah. And we'll read fan fiction.
Yeah. Okay, we're almost at 2 hours, so guess we'll end it here.
Thanks, guys, for listening. We'll be back in 2 weeks with more Midnight Sun.
Yep.
And
We're not done.
nope.
It's not over.
We're going to be talking about Midnight Sun for a while, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if Christmas will still be talking about Midnight Sun.
Maybe next time we can do like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Do people want that? I don't know.
Let us know.
I don't
Someone
know.
did say they wanted us to like stay up all night to do all of them or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know how long episodes can be.
I don't know.
Or maybe I guess we could record it all. I don't know.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That
It
would be
actually
fun.
gets a little exhausting talking for.
It does.
Okay,
It
it sounds
does.
so bratty, but like you do get a little worn out.
Well, your energy is super important, and I'll be honest, there have been some episodes of this podcast where I'm like, that mood is not enjoyable for me to
Our
listen
third
to.
episode.
We were
is
so
horrible.
hungover.
I know. And we were sweating.
Yeah, and there was a
Ugh.
dog. Guys, just
Really bad energy.
if anyone's here for the first time and you feel like you have to listen to all of them, skip those ones. You don't have to listen.
Most people do, right? Like Feminism Part 2 is our least listened to episode, I think.
I think so, yeah.
I don't know if it's because people start it and then they're like, oh, this is horrible, and then they stop.
Yeah.
Is it that bad? I don't know. I don't even want to listen to it.
The episode is bad.
I don't wanna-
We're not in the best mood.
Can you remember another one where your energy is not good? Or
Or
our energy?
I still haven't listened to the Catherine Hardwicke one. Not that my energy's not good, but I feel like if I listen to it, I will have secondhand like anxiety. So
You don't have to listen to it.
yeah, that one I may never listen to.
It's okay. You can just be like a time capsule.
Yeah.
Never see it again.
Yeah.
Maybe in like 30 years. Yeah. I don't know. There's been 50 episodes, so
Yeah.
it's hard to remember at this point.
So crazy.
I'm sure some of them we had.
Oh,
bad
I'm so
energy.
happy we shared Kaya's message for the 50th episode.
Yeah.
That makes it special.
True. Yeah. It was a good episode to do that. All right. Well, we should go because I need to keep reading Midnight Sun.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys, for listening. We'll see you real soon.
Love ya.
Bye.
Playing the catch.
Playing a getch.
Bye.
Peace out.
You can contact us at anotherbiteoftwilight@gmail.com or find us on Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram at anotherbiteoftwilight. Theme music is by Traces. See you next time.